It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
We've got another question from Alex. He says, how do I convince my friends to invest? They're in their early 20s, and I don't want them to screw up their time being this young and end up retiring poor.
Brian, you told me something early on. You know, I got three really, really close buddies, closest friends in the world. And you told me something really early on because I sort of modeled, we do a guy's trip and all that kind of stuff. And I asked you this question, and I was like, what'd you do, Brian? How'd you do this? You're like, man, I've just told my buddies, I don't want to get to retirement and be the only one that's retired. I don't want to do all this saving and get there, and you jackwagons can't hang out with me. You can't spend time with me.
Looking at your watch going, where are y'all?
Yeah, I'm sitting on hole number one waiting on you, but you're not there.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think this is a hard thing because most people are not financial mutants. Mm-hmm. They're not wired to want to defer a little bit today for that great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I mean, we live in a very consumer society. So I love the strategy of first, having that conversation. Be like, hey, look, I figured out this thing that my money can actually work harder than what we can do with our hands, backs, and brains. And I think I'm on pace to retire, have the option of retiring in my 50s. What do I'd love for you guys. You're my best buds. We love hanging out. I think it would be really cool if we did this transition together. Are you on track? Are you saving? Are you investing? And they'd be like, no, man, I hadn't even thought about that. Then maybe, because what's funny, and maybe the book is starting to show a little age. And I hope when my book comes out that you can use that as a book to give to people next year in 2023 when it comes out to inspire the same type of motivation that Wealthy Barber did for my friends. Because I gave every one of my friends a copy of The Wealthy Barber because it read like a narrative, but it showed them kind of just what the potential for money could be. And I'll tell you, it worked for a little bit. A few of my friends funded their IRAs those years. They made sure that that they had a good asset allocation on their retirement accounts. I think we're all getting a little bit older now, so I'm starting to see who's done more.
Who actually did it?
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things. I think behavior. We live in a consumer society, and so it's hard. But I think you can have those conversations to see if you can light a fire or create a spark that lights up something inside of your friends, because you never know. That's why I love creating this content, because we get the emails from you guys where you say, you've changed my life. Mm-hmm. I found this, I'm fortunate. I found this. I'm 25 years old, and I feel like I have so much opportunity. But then on the counterpoint is, I saw a comment this morning. I was like, where were you guys 15 years ago? Do you realize? And I'm like, hey, we were actually, this thing started in 2006 as a podcast, but a lot of people, since YouTube has only been since 2017, a lot of people are like, man, if I could have just found this 15, 20 years ago, I would be in such a better place. And that's why, so be that facilitator, be that instigator of change for your friends, your family, people you care about, and send them to themoneyguy.com, moneyguy.com/resources, or even learn.moneyguy.com, where we actually have the deep dive courses to help you accelerate your wealth building and your financial independence.
I wrote down 4 things, and you hit 3.5 of them.
Oh,
no, it was great, right? First thing I wrote down was give them a book, encourage them to read it. Wealthy Barber is one of choice that we love. Other one, I think this is unique. The digital world makes this so much easier. Send them clips or resources that you guys can talk about. Go to moneyguy.com/resources, download the Wealth Multiplier, start a group chat or group text, and just send it to your buddies. But hey, you see this? You see what my money can turn into? This is crazy. Hey, Jimmy, yours is like 40. You see, whatever the age is, whatever the number is, get them excited about that. I'll put on here Investment Club. I know that's something you did early on. Yeah. Encourage you and your friends. Hey guys, we're going to do this every quarter. We're going to go out and start investing. We're going to pick an index fund or pick whatever. Whoever has the best performance doesn't have to buy lunch, or whoever has the worst, something like that, just to kind of get you motivated to do something. And then the last thing I said is encourage them to just start somewhere. Brian, I learned this lesson from you screwing this up, if it's okay for me to say that. Brian encouraged a lot of his buddies, dude, you got to max out your Roth IRA. Tax time's coming up, go max out your Roth. And at the time, I want to say it was like $2,000 a year to max out, or $3,000. It was some low limit like that. And I know a couple of these guys personally, and they did that, and then the market didn't do so great. And a year later, they're like, oh, why did I do this? It wasn't good. What I did different with my buddy said, hey, don't go max out your Roth. Start saving on a monthly basis. Do $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever. So that way, when the volatility hits, when the scary stuff hits, you can start conversations around, look at how exciting this is. 3 months ago, my contribution brought me this many shares, but this month it brought me this many shares, and get them doing something consistently. And once it takes hold, once they see their first pop and they start to see how their money can make money overnight, I think they'll get excited. At least that's what happened for my buddies.
So this is just an exclamation. I know it's the second time I've said that today, but I think it makes a good point, is that we had on Twitter, a person shared, just wrote, hey, I got an 8-hour road trip. What's a podcast I ought to go listen to on this 8-hour road trip? And I was shocked at how many people said Money Guy.
Money Guy show.
And then I jumped in and I said, yeah, it's because you get your nerdy friend and then you got your
listen to
meaty
us.
friend. And then, and this 8-hour road trip will feel like it took 8 minutes.